Hello and welcome to Blocs Master. My name is Elder and this is the new episode of Blocs Master Weekly. Today I will show you the Minimalist Library 2.7, which I have released yesterday, and I will show you how to update it if you haven't already and how to use some of the new features I have added to this version of the library. So we'll open Blocs right now. I have the older version of the library installed. To install the new version, all I need to do is go to Extension Manager, click plus, and navigate to the library. So in my case, this is the folder I have. You can download the files from your account, of course. Select all of the Bex files and click open. And it will take just a few seconds. Blocs will scan your library, add all of the missing new blocks, and will update all of the existing ones. And this update actually includes a lot of updates to existing sections. So make sure to follow these instructions to update your library. So once you've done that, that's all you needed to do. You can click on new and create a new project. And now you can see I have Minimalist Library 2.7 version available in the template library. So let's click on this and let's go full screen. And well, I will use this site template because it has all of the classes and all of the styles and settings inside, but you can actually use the custom blocks even in other projects, but keep in mind that for the best experience, always use the starter template. So there are only 3 new sections in this update, only 3, but these are very high quality sections. And again, like I said, I have redone pretty much 70% of the sections there. So because one of the 3 sections I have added is buttons. If we go to, first let's go to call to action section, you will see that there is the buttons 31. Well, 31 because it was number 31 section in this category, but well, it is buttons, just one section is buttons. And if you add it to your project, any existing project or Minimalist Library project, you will get this kind of huge block, these lots of different styles for buttons. I have gone very deep into buttons. I adjusted all of the 4 sizes, all of the like sub styles. For example, we have the wire button now completely customized to look great, and I have spent a lot of time making sure that the buttons, these icons, which I've been using more and more recently in my projects, are properly sized and they have the nice like kind of balance between the text and the icon, because by default I'm not a big fan of how Blocs does that. So in addition to changing all of the kind of adjusting, perfecting all of the default styles for buttons, which you can use across your library, of course, I have also added a bunch of custom buttons, and these are the style of these buttons is the same. This is Minimalist Library. I'm not gonna go crazy here. Spoiler alert, I will go crazy these buttons in some other package, which I will release in the coming month. But for now, in the Minimalist Library, I do have just 3 styles for the buttons, but I have added dozens of different effects to the buttons. Basically, different types of shadow, animations, on hover animations. And you can see here, there are quite a lot of cool different styles you can use in your project. So to actually see it better, let's go to browser. And now we can, well, these are just the regular styles which you will use on your website, like if you have been using Minimalist Library before. But now, as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. We have these different styles. This is the regular shadow. And I have spent a lot of time actually perfecting these shadows. These are not just the like some amateur shadow. I actually made sure that the shadow looks like a real shadow. And yeah, well, I will make a tutorial about how to make a real shadow in the coming weeks. I think it's a cool idea. So we have, this is just the regular shadow, this icon. Then we have invert shadow, how I called it invert shadow, but I don't know how to call this. Basically, there is shadow, but then it's pressed, shadow disappears. I also think it's kind of cool and gives this kind of cool engagement, I think, to the button. So this is the same as icon. Then we have this solid shadow. And right now, all of the buttons, as you can see, they're square. But if I would edit the global corner radius class I have in Minimalist Library, if you have been using it before, you know what I'm talking about. All of these buttons and shadows will actually become rounded. Very cool. I don't have time to show that because I want to keep this very well, short. But as you can see, we have cool animations, the solid shadow. Then we have shadow with rotation, shadow, inverse shadow with rotation, and so on. You can see, you can go to Minimalist Library section preview page. You can access it from Blocs library and see for yourself all of these cool sections, some like glowing shadow. And well, depending on where you look at this, I mean, if you look at these buttons over the background image, they will look even better. So to use the different buttons, by default, you will see that the sections, they use the normal shadows, normal buttons. But if you want, once you add this block to your project, you can come and see which design you like. Well, I would suggest to just pick one or two designs and just stick to them. I mean, like animation designs, because I mean, having a bunch of them in the one project is not very consistent and good. But let's say we like this one, for example. And you will see I put this name of the class you need to add to get this style. So we can go to any button on your page and just add this class. And you will see that now, if we go to preview, we have added this invert style animation and solid shadow like disappearing and like button moving as well. I thought this through completely. So I think that's very cool. And you can reuse this, of course, go through your website and edit to all the buttons. And I wish there was a way to change all of the buttons at once in the library, but right now Blocs does not allow anything like that. But that's one part of our update. The other two blocks I have added are in contact, or in this case, forms category. And these are just two new contact forms. And the thing which is special about these are multi-step contact forms, which are made this default contact form brick we have in Blocs. And well, I'm also utilizing some other cool bricks, for example, tabbed content brick, to give it some cool options. So let's take a look at this, well, this multi-step form. By default, I have kind of customized it to be basically like some service offering website, but you can customize the content inside these boxes to anything you want. So this is, well, let's say some web design agency, then you open this model or like the section, because, well, let me just show you right away. It's not just like you can use it as a section or you can use it as a model. Here, as you can see, I have the model. So I will actually show you right away two of them together. So when you click on the model, it will open this, or you can just embed it inside the page. So you can go back, you can go like forward. You can see we have this cool navigation up top. And well, if you open, for example, the model, this button becomes close button. You can close it. But basically, users can, well, they can, let's fill one of the forms. So let's say elder, and it works perfectly optimized like all of the Blocs forms do. And you can set up it using the usual PHP mailer or SMTP, whatever works best for you. So here I have used the tabbed content brick to kind of choose between the the service you are offering. You can, if you want to use this, you can continue to use this tabbed content brick inside, or you can just remove it and put whatever you want there. You can put there images or for like, I would suggest putting there like form fields. I will show you how to do that in a second. But basically, let's say that we need, well, SEO package number 2. The website will be my website. And here I will type some text. It doesn't matter. Next step, we can ask user about their company, the customer. So elder take. Then we'll have this cool, this is actually a radio button, so a radio like selector we have in Blocs, but heavily customized. As you can see, it looks very cool. So we have small company here. Again, if we have, well, before we have added the website here, but this is the website for SEO. We can also add the website for the company. Again, I mean, you can customize it to anything you want. We can select the country. You can type the description of the company. And then, well, here we have the step number 4, which has the final message, and you can have this kind of whatever. You can use it for different options, and again, you can customize it anywhere you want. And once you click on submit form, it will send it. Right now, it is obviously locally on my computer, so it's not going to work. Forms are always working when you upload them to your server and have the PHP running there. So let me quickly show you how to edit them, because there is one thing you need to know in order to edit these forms. I actually wrote how to do this here in the written tutorial there, but basically when you select them, you will see that there are 3 or 4 steps, and only one of them is obviously visible right now. So you need to select any of the hidden 2 to 4 steps, and they will have this class mini hide, this display set to none applied to them. So we can open this class like this, or you can just go to class manager, type mini hide, and from here, if you go to positioning tab, you can do the undo that display none setting by just going to the default value like this. So once you've done that, you will see that all of the hidden sections are visible right now. And from here you can, well, you can reorder, you can reorder this like whatever you want, however you want. Let's say this is the first one, project brief, and then you can, for example, add something else. Let's add something, and I will suggest adding things from the form, because, well, we can use Capacha here, for example, or whatever you call this. Or, I mean, if you want, you can add other components there. For example, let's say you want to add some image. You can like build some questionnaires for your visitors, and just make sure that you give enough of like margin on top and bottom to have a beautiful design there. And once you've done that, make sure to select the form, put your email address to send to in send from, and then it will just work. But of course, we need to hide the sections we showed for the editing process. So we will open this mini hide class again, set the display to none, they will be gone. And now we will see that we have a little bit different style and different, like I said, you can remove all of the like form areas from there if you don't want to have them there. It's very customizable. And right now I have only included this one form in 2 styles, because model does require some different classes to work perfectly. Let me know, please, if you like this idea. Let me know what else you would like to see. Maybe you would like to have the form these 3 steps, or maybe form this 7 or 10 steps, or something else. I have quite a lot of my own ideas, and I wanted to kind of implement them in this update, but I thought like, well, let me just show what I come up with just a couple of days ago. And I will release this as 2.7 update for Minimalist Library, because the main focus of this update was buttons, which are much improved now in this version of the library. But I will add more styles and maybe more structures to this multi-step form section, because I think these are very cool. I used this in one of my like personal websites, and I think I'm gonna use this more and more going forward. I think it's cool. It's a cool way to collect different information and make it more engaging. It's just the beginning. I have so many more ideas for multi-step forms and other type of things. And to tell you the truth, we are actually approaching Minimalist Library 3.0 already. And I already started working on the big update, which will be 3.0, and I have some amazing ideas, and I don't know if I will kind of implement everything inside here or maybe even release a separate library. We'll see. I just want to make sure that Blocks can handle multiple huge, beautiful libraries. But yeah, it looks like right now it works perfectly fine. And I think it's enough of talking for today. Hopefully you had a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you.